guitar is such a dynamic instrument. We can go from playing a super loud strum to a super quiet finger-picking melody. Now, between these two opposites, there is a whole world of dynamics and colors, and we really want to explore this world and see what we can do with the guitar. Just in the first two chords, the A minor and the F major 7, I played three different types of strumming. A super loud strum, which is really loud and uniform. Then I have a super quiet strum played twice. One time on the top strings, one time on the bass. These strums really help me balance the rhythm. And then on the F major 7, I played what I call the melodic strum. It sounds different, it has a completely different tone, it is slower, and it's just a beautiful strum. So in this video I'm going to show you how to combine the strumming and the fingerstyle. I'm going to break down the strumming so that you can understand how it is done. I'm going to be using my index finger to strum the strings. I'm holding it just like a guitar pick, but you can use a guitar pick if you want. I will show you how it's done with a guitar pick as well. The technique is slightly different as we are holding the pick, so when we switch to fingerstyle we're going to have to use the hybrid picking. But it is possible and it can be done. Obviously guys, I'm using the capo on the fret number 2 just to change things around. So all the chords are related to the capo. I'm playing an A minor shape, F major shape, C major shape, and G major shape. But obviously these are just the chord shape. This is actually a B minor chord, a G major chord, a D major chord, and an A major chord. Now the first two chords that I'm playing are the A minor and the F major 7. So the A minor is very basic chord, and the F major 7 super simple, 3, 3, 2, 1, and open. If you want on the F major 7 chord, you can also add the bass note with the thumb, so you can play the low E string fret number 1 and strum all the strings. Now this is how we're gonna play the A minor. So I'm gonna keep the finger number 1 on the B string fret number 1 down here, and I'm gonna get rid of the D and the G string. I strum all the strings except for the low E string. I mute it with the thumb, and then I hammer on the fret 2. Then I'm gonna strum the top 2 strings and the bass note. You wanna try to be super precise, and the first strum is loud, and then quiet, quiet. Then we have another loud strum. We change chord. We play the F major 7. Now when I strum this F major 7, I want to make sure that I strum it like this. So this strum is very quiet. It's also slow and really rhythmic. It's super melodic. So we go from loud to quiet. You want to shake your guitar a little bit to give some vibrato. And then we're going to switch to fingerstyle and play the C major. Very simple. So we want this section to be very quiet. We're only picking 2 strings, the fret 3 and fret 2. But we're going to start with the D string open, and then a hammer on the fret number 2. If you want, you can play the fret 3 on the A string with the second finger and hammer with the first finger, which is usually stronger. We pick the string again, the D string, bass note, hammer on, and the D string open with the G major chord. And then just 2 strings, the B and the G string. And we go back to the same strumming. Different melody. So just the C major now with the top E string fret number 3. A simple arpeggio. And the G over B, it's a beautiful melodic chord on fret 2 and 3 simultaneously. Or if you want, you can play the bass first. and then the melody. Make sure that you focus a lot on the dynamics, guys. It's extremely important. We can repeat the same chord progression with this slightly variation. So the A minor now, the hammer-on is on the B string. And the F major is an F add 9 chord. So I'm playing the 4th string for number 3, 2, 1, and 3. You can lightly strum this chord with the melodic strum. And if you are flexible with the thumb, you can play the low E string for number 1 and just strum all the strings. The A string will be muted. So, and then the C major, just a very simple arpeggio, and the G major. Keep it very simple and quiet. Same thing, and the same melody. We can also play this thing with the guitar pick. It's going to be way louder and way brighter. That's why I don't really like it. But if you love the guitar pick, you can try. So, and then when you do the fingerstyle, you're gonna do the hybrid picking. So the bass note is always played with the pick, and then you wanna pick the strings with the fingers. Now we can also play a different chord progression which is a little bit more busy with the fingerstyle as well. We're gonna play like this. Interesting thing about this section is that it starts with 2 strums. We're going to strum the open strings and then the A minor chord. Now the first time I strum the open strings, I'm going to mute them right after. So, and then I do it again, and then I play the A minor chord. Now after I strum, I have these arpeggios, very simple, and it's going to be the same for the other chords. The G string, 4th string, 2nd, 4th, 3rd, and 4th. C major, G major. For the G major, we're going to do it twice. So the strum, the arpeggio, the strum again, and then we have the open strings again. Now there's one thing on the G major that is really helpful, is to use these balancing strums. So I have the G major, then I have the G major again, then I will play the bass note, and then the open string. And this little thing, this little strum on the bass note, it's really going to help me with the rhythm. So. And then we finish with the 2 open strums and the A minor. I like the fact that the open strings sound so good before the A minor. So you can practice the strumming here and the dynamics as well. The strum is always loud, the finger picking is way quieter. So that's it for this lesson. Make sure that you always work on the dynamics and colors and tone as well. These things are going to set you apart from the other guitar players. They're gonna personalize your playing and make it unique. So make sure that you work on that. I'm gonna leave you to practice this, and I'll see you next time for another lesson. Talk to you soon.